Hi, it's Harry Redknapp here. You're listening to a proper podcast. It's the Alan Hudson Podcast. It's proper football, proper talk.
Ozzy tells a story. I'm actually not sure how true this is, but he tells a story of Keith's trying to fit them all into the team. And it sort of worked to start with. And then we went for a little iffy spell. And he's decided he can't play Ozzy, Ricky, and Glenn in the same team. So he thinks I've got to leave one out. So he decides to ask them how they're feeling on the morning of a game. And remember, Ricky didn't speak as good English as Ozzy did. So Keith used to speak for him. So Glenn, how you feeling? Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I'm ready, Keith. I want it. I'm on. Okay, and Ozzy, yes, Keith, I fine. Ask Ricky how he is. So he says something in Spanish to him, and he said he's not feeling all that. He's a little bit tired. So he made Ricky sub. Ricky never said that at all. So Ricky then fell out with Keith. And Ozzy said he didn't tell him for 6 months that he tricked him on that particular day. So, I mean, players of that quality have some very big highs. You know, if you talk about out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, and they have some 4s and 5s. So some, you know, they're not all going to be on blob together. Yeah. So that's basically how Keith did it. He picked the one that was in form, or the ones that were in form. And unfortunately, now and again, he had to upset someone. Well, that's what else you do if you're the manager and you ain't picking the team. You're picking what you think is going to win the game. And you know, even after the first cup final against Man City, when Ricky went off, very disappointed, head down, walked around the dog track into the dressing room. I think maybe someone went to get him out back on the bench, and we managed to nick a draw that we actually didn't deserve. Keith said to me after, but Keith used to ask questions to then get your answer, but he ain't listening to your answer. He was going to then tell you his opinion. So he'd say, would you play Ricky in the next game? I'd say, not a fucking chance. Why not? Why not? I said, because he fucked the team. He walked away and all of that. He didn't know that I'm a team man, Keith. Don't. Anyway. So he said, well, he's playing next game. So I said, well, great if you're that positive, Keith, but fucking go and tell him now, because he'll mope for 2 or 3 days and that ain't going to do him any good. So, you know, Ricky knew that he was inconsistent. He knew it. And let me tell you a story about him. So I asked him about his upbringing. And he lived on a farm. And he said, Steve, I lived so far from the school that I used to have to ride to school. He said, and I never played 11v11 till I was about 13, 14 when I went to the big school. Further away, longer distance for the horse to go. And all that. I mean, where did they leave the horse while they were at school? I suppose tied them up in the bike rack or something. Anyway, so he said, all I used to do is on the farm, get a ball and run in and out the trees and back again. Run in and out the trees and back again. So that's why I become this type of player. He said, I go to the big school and the teacher or the coach is shouting at me, Ricky, pass, Ricky, pass. I'm thinking, what the fuck's this pass? So when you think about that 81 great goal against Man City, Ricky was going back to his roots, a little bit like you, Alan, living in Chelsea now, going back to his roots in and out the trees. Well, some would say some of them defenders were trees at that point in time. But which brings...